meeting or we don't take this meeting serious. We were members and leaders of political parties that have sent us to Parliament. And of course, we can never equate Parliament to any of the political parties because Parliament is the supreme political institution by the constitution of the country. So the point that you raise is a very reasonable and fair point. By every measure, you are right. And I think I have also arrived at a place where there is a proper coverage of a network. There might have been one or two speakers that I missed, but the thrust of the discussions in the meeting, I have been following. Even the last speaker, Honorable Malema, I heard all what he said. Can we move forward in that regard? And I want to thank you, Honorable Sangweni, for standing in when we could have had difficulties. Is that adequate, Honorable Skosana?
No, it's fine, Chair. It's fine there. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for your understanding. Your hand is still up. Okay, thank you so much. Can I check, Honorable Mattheys, did you have any point that you wanted to make, or had you already spoken before, Honorable Malema?
No, I haven't, Chair. Just quickly, on the public participation, we are in support of the list that has been submitted. I do think we'll have to relook at the number or the amount of time that we are saying that we'll allocate per witness. It might not be doable. And perhaps we should also look at maybe we must schedule a weekend. And if we do that in advance, I'm sure that each of us will be able to arrange our schedule at least to take these witnesses, so we don't fall far behind, and we also we do justice to the presentations or the submissions that we've received via public participation. I'm also going to recommend, or we're also going to recommend, Chair, that maybe we must allocate a team to deal specifically with the public participation and preparing the witness statements. In all these witnesses that we have invited with affidavits, sworn affidavits, and I don't think this should be any different. So those that have submitted bullet points or haven't given us evidence in the initial submissions, they should be followed up, and that information must be requested from them. It can't be that witnesses that we've invited and that actually have capacity, we've been assisting them with our legal team, and then the others who we are saying they've only submitted bullet points or they haven't submitted evidence, etc., that we must exclude them. So that should not be the basis. Obviously, after the legal team and a dedicated legal team, and perhaps we should look at our legal team in Parliament who can work on that, or the researchers, and if they still don't provide sufficient evidence, then we consider it. But no submission must be disregarded because they've submitted bullet points. That's not fair, and we are not assisting the public. We are here to be able to help them to be able to do their submissions. So we support the list in that regard. We also support the fact that the other matters that we are not going to, that were submitted via public participation and that we are unable to bring towards or bring before the committee, that they are submitted to the relevant portfolio committees, and that we also make sure that we have proper reporting mechanisms, so we make sure that this also doesn't fall by the wayside. We can't be seen as a committee that started a process and then again matters just fall away and we don't follow up. In terms of what the legal team has presented in terms of witnesses, we support the witness list. I do think we need to be a little bit more mindful of the dates. So I think the technical team, Chair, and the legal team should sit. We must be cognitive, number one, that as we are hearing, or we're going to be having hearings, there might be people that we need to bring in. So even if we finalize a list now, we might have to add people, and it might be a necessary, the evidence that they present to us might necessitate for us to do that. So we must be cognitive of us doing that. Doing that. So let's also have our diaries, or the diary, or that we have now, our draft program rather, be set up, that maybe we have like at least a week, and if there are any witnesses that we desperately need to bring to the committee based on the hearings or the people that are going to come before us between now and when we conclude, that we are able to schedule that. Remember, we can have public and then also these other witnesses. So let's just be cognitive of that so we don't have to go back and forth. And then we've dealt with the issue of the public representatives, which is Honorable Carl Barnard and Honorable Adams, that we also need to make sure that we put in on the schedule. That's all from us. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Matthys. Just to get you clear on the public submissions, you suggest that we can allocate a weekend to deal with them. Is that your suggestion?
Yes, yeah, that's our recommendation. But let it be done in advance, I think, so we can all schedule our times. And that's given if we are not able to fit everything in as well. But we're happy with the 15 people that has been recommended by Ms. Nicolette. I think she's done a sterling job, so we can move with that.
Including the civil society body?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bangazita.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I think we have largely been covered by the Honorable Sangoni's interventions. Just for the sake of emphasis on the issue of online submission of witnesses, I think we are vehemently opposed to that. I mean, they need to actually come physically before this committee. On the issue of the public submissions, I think we agree with the proposal that has already been made. If honorable members can remember, the Honorable Peggy Cele actually made a very strong plea in relation to the issue of bail, the granting of bail and its negative impact on the overall fight against crime. I'm not too sure whether this matter actually would reside with the committee, or we want to allocate it to other committees. But he was actually very concerned about the disproportionate granting of bail, to a point where he actually even made an example of one hardcore criminal who had actually been given 6 bails in a row, and the impact of that on crime prevention. I don't know whether that issue can actually be looked into by us, or we would allocate it to a relevant body. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much, Pangasita. Maybe when we deal with the report and the recommendations, we can look at where we can slot that part, the last part that you have spoken to. Thank you so much for your inputs, Honorable Sols.
And thank you, Honorable Chair. We agree with starting with General Mkhwanazi. further, the witness, Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, must appear physically before us. And then on public submissions, we have no problem with hearing the oral submission of Ms. Mashale. And then, Chair, over the festive period, we've received a submission from a member of the public that reached out to us. Her husband was murdered a few years ago, including 4 other people allegedly to silence them. She is currently in hiding. Another key witness to this was put under witness protection, who is a film producer. And to date, nothing has happened with the case. So they are alleging that there is foul play from SAPS and obviously interference, and they've got substantial proof of this. I just thought it important to mention it here and perhaps request for me to have that information that is sent to us to then send it to our legal counsel for consideration under public submissions as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honorable Vessels.
Thank you, Honourable Chairperson. Chairperson, I'm not going to repeat what other colleagues have already said. I'm covered and I'm in agreement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Vessels. Honorable James.
Thank you so much, Chair. On the first point, the public participation and submission, we support the proposal as well as the report. I think something that we just want to put on record is, since the beginning, we have made proposals and suggestions as well as, I remember EFF at one point, for the appointment of an investigator, a forensic investigator, because all of these witnesses have appeared before us. They run their mouths, they mention someone, and then we go on a wild goose chase without basically verifying any of the information. And this is why we now have, members suggesting that Mr. Bekitele comes back based on what Mr. Matlala has said. If we're going to take that approach, we're going to be sitting here until 2030. We haven't verified sort of any of the information that any of these witnesses has put before us. We have the statements, we have the affidavits, but that is all we have. So I think at some point we need to also ask ourselves, with everyone coming forward, what is the weight and what is actually tied to the accusations, the allegations of General Mkhwanazi, and at which point do we say, you know what, let us now take decisions and let us make our submissions, because that is ultimately what South Africans are waiting for. I think that is the first concern. And in line with that, we would then like to also support the EFF's request for additional resources, even though we almost like at the final push, if I can call it that. We'd like to support the request for additional resources for the legal team to ensure that there's efficiency in everything that they do going forward right now. I think it's very important. Otherwise, we're going to come to the end of February and we're going to find that we haven't sort of crossed all our T's and dotted our I's, and we're going to find ourselves having to ask for another extension. So I think in terms of resources, we have pleaded with the committee and with Parliament since the onset to please ensure that we capacitate the Adhoc Committee properly in order to sort of fulfill our mandate. I think the other thing was, we are happy to hear from Mrs. Mashiele. The one thing that stood out for me there when Nicolette presented, when she also put in brackets, no evidence provided. Like I said, we didn't have that for any of the other witnesses, and the fact that she presented her evidence or her information in bullet point form, that has never been an issue with everyone else. How they present to us is neither here or there. That is for the legal team to actually provide guidance. Another concern for us as Action SA is the protection of witnesses. We're calling all these people. We've seen what has happened over the last 2 months, and obviously has raised public outrage and concern. What processes do we have in place as the ad hoc to sort of measure the threat, on witnesses when they come forward with the information? If we're saying we have sort of 15 new witnesses lined up, how do we ensure that we've taken the necessary, I'm not sure what you call it in SAPS, maybe an analysis in terms of their safety? If we can also maybe have a look at doing that. When it comes to Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, that man has been running amok. He must come and appear in person. There's absolutely no way we are going to listen to his statement or information virtually. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Everything else we are happy with. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable James. Honorable members, my understanding on these two matters that have been presented by Ms. Van Zyl and the legal team is that number one, there is a general agreement that at the end of the hearings, we should invite, in fact, it's a restatement, because the committee has made that decision before, that General Mkhwanazi would have to be called to come and maybe give a reply to whatever presentations would have been made since his appearance before the committee. And number two, that the appearance of Mr. Paul O'Sullivan and Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi should be physical, and that whatever recourse we have should be used to have them appearing physically before the committee. And that the hearings on Wednesday must start with General Patani, and then he should be allocated 1 day. And then on Wednesday and Friday, it will be General Khumalo. Number four, that there is general agreement on the public submissions, inclusive of the civil society submissions that have been made. The recommendations are accepted that the 15 public submissions plus the civil society submissions should be provided for oral presentation. And Honorable Sangoni has also said that there are submissions that she will also want to bring for committee consideration that will be formally presented and considered, including the matter that the Honorable Sols has just presented. I think those are the matters that we should be able to give attention as a committee. Probably in our next meeting, like we said, we may meet on Monday in case there are issues that we will want to deal with. So those matters should be considered in our next meeting, Honorable Sols and Honorable Sangoni. So now what becomes consequential is that because there is a timetable which has been presented, and when this meeting started, we said the reason why we start with public submissions was because the recommendations that were going to be presented by Ms. Van Zyl may impact or may militate for the amendment of the timetable. So what then means is that inclusive of the suggestions that Honorable Matthys has made, if it's possible that we can identify a weekend which we can allocate to deal with the public submissions, or if it's possible to integrate them in the timetable, we should be able to do that. And an improved or an amended timetable will then be presented to the meeting, probably next week, Monday. For sure, we would have, by that time, we would have, it will be shortly before we listen to, we resume with our hearings. If members agree, but we will check with the members for their availability between now and next week, Monday, what time will be appropriate for us to have a meeting to consider those matters. And with regard to, yes, the amendment will also feature witness Honorable Kola Barnard and witness Honorable Adams. And then with regard to members of the judiciary, I think that if there is any evidence that compels us to call a witness before the committee, let's make that evidence available. And if honorable members remember very, very well, when we started with the conduct of the hearings, we said that we are going to call General Mkhwanazi because he is the one who made allegations. And then he came here, he made allegations. From his statements, we identified witnesses. And there were other witnesses that subsequently came after his appearance. They also made allegations, and the allegations that they made triggered the identification of more witnesses. For instance, the name of Paul O'Sullivan came to the picture after it was mentioned in the statements of General Mkhwanazi and in particular, Mr. Nkabinde, who went at length to give evidence that implicated the name of Paul O'Sullivan. And so I want to plead with members that this is the approach that we should take to identify any potential witness that should come before the committee. And then one other matter which has been successfully canvassed in this meeting is that the members of this committee agree that even when we accept the recommendations on public submissions, focus must not only be on those 15 plus 5 or 6 civil society submissions. The many other submissions that have been made before the committee also have to be attended to. So there should be an approach on how those matters are attended to. If they are referred to respective oversight bodies or committees of parliament, they would be referred. If some of them have to be referred to respective institutions for written responses, they should be referred. And it will also be very important that those matters are conclusively dealt with, and the people who would have made those submissions, they must know how their matters have been attended, and we will determine a way in which they get a feedback on those matters. So from here, honorable members, we will then give the technical team time to go and read together with the legal team to go and relook at the timetable and see how the amendments that have been made here will impact on our program. And the revised program should be made available and where possible even be circulated to the members before the envisaged meeting of Monday, or any other day that we agree on to have that meeting. Can I check with you the parties if the summary is adequate? Because I missed some parts of the meeting. I think it will be proper for me to check with yourself that I'm properly summarizing the two items. ANC?
Thank you, Chair. No, I think you've properly summarized it, Chairperson. Just one item that you may have missed while you were out was a report by Honorable Cameron that there's a motion before the Portfolio Committee on Police on gang violence, which may influence their program. But if you're going to be checking with all members on availability, I think that covers it. But in terms of the summary, I think we're fine, Chairperson. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much for that important addition. MKP?
Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry, I just want to go back a bit, Chair. Am I allowed?
Yes, no, you are allowed.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to put this matter, once and for all. Hence, we agreed, and in some of these public statements, some of the submission by the public, it's they are complaining about judges, and indeed, Chair, there's an issue about the judges. In fact, the Honorable Malema, in many forums, after SONA, after court cases, there's the very same sentiments which I have, the very same thing which we have to probe, that judges, hence I'm saying, he said himself that some judges are receiving bribes from white business. Honorable Malema himself. Now, when I raise this issue, is that like the judiciary, he said the judiciary has collapsed in this country. Now we have a forum where we have to probe these allegations. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? And I can give evidence. I've got several of those speeches by Honorable Malema saying judges are corrupt. Some of them are protecting the sitting president. Not me himself. But now when we are talking about the judges, it's a big issue. The judges, if there's judges which have to appear before us, we said the judiciary in this country has collapsed unless something has happened in the last a few months. But we said no one is above the law. No one is above the law. Now, Chair, I just want to raise this issue, Chair, with you, that before we close, Honorable Nomvalo, if you remember well, Advocate Johnson and Advocate Patoi, we asked them to submit because they were not prepared. They said they were not aware. Did they submitted all the documents we have asked them to do? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's do like this. The submissions of the two witnesses, we will follow up to check if they indeed made submissions. If they haven't, we will give them a deadline by which they must have submitted. And then on the first point that you made, I don't want it to be a matter between you and the Honorable Malema. I think the meeting listened to your views, both of you, and we must not revisit those views, because what comes out of the inputs that both of you made is that if there, and there is nobody who denies that there may be problems in the judiciary. But what has come out unambiguously in the meeting is that if there is any tinge of evidence that implicates any judge, let that information or evidence be made available so that the committee can be in a position to make a decision and say, Judge Skosana, Judge Malema, you are being invited before the committee for you to come and respond to the following allegations. And I think if that evidence has been presented before the committee and the committee ignored it or turned a blind eye to it, it's our collective responsibility to remind each other to say, there is this witness who came before us with this evidence and it's like we're not giving it attention, or there is this public submission that has been made. And we had hoped that this submission will be equally considered. But so far, you will agree with me, Honorable Member, that it will be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And we're not saying that that evidence will not come out tomorrow during the currency of the committee. If that evidence comes, let it be made available. Like if you listen to what Honorable Sols has said, that he has been approached and he's reporting this before the committee. Standing here as the chair, I'm saying to him, in the next meeting when we will be gathering like this, we are going to afford him an opportunity to present that matter formally for the committee to be able to decide on it. So we will still make that humble request that if there is any tinge of evidence that implicates any judge that requires the attention of that committee, let it be made available. It's part of our terms of reference. The committee will look at it, deliberate, and arrive at a decision like matters were rotated today and honorable members were able to express themselves on every matter.
Yeah, I think, Chair, you sum up it very, very well on that to say, it's part of our term of reference. We are dealing with allegations here. Even if there's no evidence, we have to probe those. Every member who appeared here, there were allegations against them. Same if there's an allegation against the judge. Let's not change now the term of reference. We are dealing with allegations here.
Yes, no, I agree.
So that's my thing.
I agree 100% with you.
Thank you, Chair.
Let's say anything that is of a probative value, let it come and the committee will probe.
No, I agree. I agree, Chair. Hence I was saying all these things which I'm talking about. The issue of judges being accused of being corrupt is been for years. It's not something which is started now in the Adhoc Committee. Now we have an opportunity. Those allegations which were made against those judges, let's talk about them. If those judges, we've got names, let's name them. Hence, we put names even in the list before when we started. We mitigated to say, this one, we want this judge to come. There's names there.
Okay.
And the list, we submitted the list. Okay. Even some of them are not judged, some of them were not called, because hence we say we can't call everybody. That we understand, that we won't be able to finish this Adhoc Committee. But I'm saying it should not be now that I'm the one who just wake up and said judges must come to the Adhoc Committee. Judges, there's accusations. Hence, I'm saying even in this public, the 15 people are accusing judges in that. And if those judges' names are there, let's call them, because we are probing allegations here. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I think when we meet next week, we will consider those allegations that have been made. So if there is any information or any allegations that you know, honorable member, we are going to request that you bring those allegations to the meeting.
I will, Chair.
And then,
Thank you.
and then the committee will consider those allegations and make a decision whether there is a need to invite the respective witnesses or whether the matter is not of probative value. Thank you so much. Can I check with the DA if the summary we have given is sufficient?
Yes, Chair. Thank you, Chair. It's sufficient from our side. I just wanted to mention again, in case you missed it earlier, as the Honourable Sangoni mentioned regarding the gang inquiry, which was a motion that was adopted last year, end of 2025. We will obviously communicate accordingly, but it may pose slight challenges regarding attendance, but it's just important that you know. But obviously, we'll see how well everyone can accommodate each other. I just wanted to give an early warning of that gang inquiry.
Okay. Thank you so much. EFF?
There's Nomvalo, Chair. Nomvalo was, yeah, okay, thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. There's only one chairperson here. Chair, we fully agree with what you are saying. And I'm happy that you dealt with the matter of judges in a manner in which you did. There is nothing of any value that is going to come before you against judges. Nothing. It's just a cheap talk, and talk is cheap. I mean, we've gone to hardened criminals. We've gone into prisons. By now, if anyone had anything against a judge, they would have brought it forward. You know, it's just posturing to create an impression that we're not scared of anything when we don't have anything. There's nothing. I've said so many things about the judiciary. I still say them. And even in my input, I made a point that I have a problem with the Constitutional Court and the way it handles the parliamenta. But it is not all of the judiciary. It's the Constitutional Court, and they are not above the Constitution. They are a product of the Constitution. They are a subject of the Constitution themselves. That was my input. Nothing has changed from that. Only if you listen to the substance of what I'm saying. And I'm not very far from what the MK speaker says, but I can tell him now, and I can tell him just the two of us, he's got nothing on any judge, nothing. And therefore, you don't speak about judges like that if there's nothing substantive against them. And that's what you Chair, should from time to time emphasize that you don't just say there are allegations here and we've brought names. If you have brought names before, what stops you from bringing names now? And say to us the same way we say the honorable members of parliament were not here, I mean, are not on the list. We're putting them on the list. We're very specific about that. And I was very impressed by that point because it has escaped me. And it was going to appear like we're using this process to defend each other. So I'm happy that honorable members remember that point, and I'm now going back to it. The same thing with the judges. If names were raised before, Adam's name was raised before. And when you presented names now, Adam's names all of a sudden, Honorable Connor Barnett's names and Adam's are not here. We are being reminded, these are the names we need. Put the name of a judge. Stop shouting. Put the name of a judge. Stop being a coward.
Chair,
Tell us which judge did anything. Tell us about the judge. Judge, stop being a coward. Tell us the name of a judge.
The coward is himself. Malema today is flip-flopping
Give
because
us the
he's
name of a
facing
judge.
charges on
I'm
the
not saying
23.
that. You are the name of a judge. You are screaming. Give us the name of a judge.
Happy New Year, Honorable Skosana and Honorable.
Talking about.
No,
You don't
I'm
know what
talking
you're
about
talking
you.
about.
No,
Why-
you
why
are the
you
one
say
who
that
said
judges
that judges are corrupt.
And then I must give names. You said that judges that are
Compliments of
corrupt.
the
And
new
then I must
year,
give names.
honorable members.
Honorable, give a name.
Happy
Give
New
a
Year,
name of a
Honorable
judge.
Malema and Honorable
I'm not
Stop
Skosana.
being a coward. Give a name of a judge.
That is you who've
Honorable
been accusing
Malema,
judges
can
for.
you assist me?
Honorable Malema and Honorable Skosana, no honorable members, we can't conduct ourselves like this. I was becoming afraid that you can speak like this for 365 days. Honorable Malema, I want to request you to withdraw in the manner in which you addressed the point that was made by Honorable Skosana to say that he is a coward and that he is just posturing. If you can please withdraw that statement.
I'm asking for a name of a judge. That's what I'm asking for. And then he rudely interrupts me. And I was not talking to him. I'm talking through you. I'm saying, give us a name of a judge. And then he gives us the name of Julius Malema. Since when am I a judge?
I have called your name before Honorable Skosana came in to speak. Because when I called your name, I wanted to request you to withdraw that statement that says, don't be coward, this is just posturing. If you can please, Honorable Member, withdraw that part.
I withdraw.
Thank you so much. Honorable Skosana, can you please withdraw everything that you said after Honorable Malema mentioned the word coward and posturing? Can you please withdraw everything that you said thereafter?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you say everything, like what, Che? Because if you say everything, you say I must withdraw to say Malema was accusing judges for the last 11 years of corruption.
No, it's not what I'm saying. That part you said when we gave you chance to speak. What you said after he mentioned the word coward and posturing. Remember, I came between the two of you. I came between the two of you.
Because he's attacking the chair.
No, Chair. No,
But
Chair.
it's
Okay.
fine, Chair.
This Honorable Kosana is out of order because when he was speaking, no, it's Leanne Matasia. You just, no, it's Leanne Matasia. It's not Kosani. When you interrupted, when you were busy talking, Honorable Malema did not interrupt you. No, because the chair is not asking you to apologize. You just come in and talk whenever the hell you want. Who do you think you are here? Every time you must be putting up with your rubbish. No, Chair, you must tell him to even withdraw everything he said because Honorable Malema was still on the floor and then he interrupted. It's out of order and I'm calling order on you, Chair.
Honorable Matthias, no, you can't call order on me because what you do...
Chair, because you're supposed to ask him to withdraw anything. He interrupted Honorable Malema and he started talking.
What you do is unacceptable. Listen here, honorable members. I have spoken to Honorable Malema, and Honorable Malema has withdrawn the part that I requested him to withdraw.
I withdraw, Chair. And please ask Matthias not to come in between. You are talking to me. You are not talking to me.
No.
Thank you.
No, I'll come in because you always interrupting and be always quiet. I'm not dealing with the issue of withdrawing. Yeah, I will because you must learn to shut up when you're not called.
Chair, he says I must learn to
I will come in because we're tired of you, Kosana. We sick. No, you need to be called to order. We're sick and tired of you always interrupting everybody.
We are tired of you too. Who do you think you are?
I don't interrupt. I don't interrupt. Yeah, I am now. I am now interrupting because you interrupted. You spoke for a very long time. Nobody said anything. When Honorable Malema spoke, you interrupted. I'm calling point on. Yes, because I need to call you to order because nobody does. Yes, I do. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
so you can continue interrupting. It's fine.
Yeah, I have an
I'm
right
listening
to
to you,
interrupt
Chair.
when
I'm
you
not
don't
going
know how
to
to
listen to
conduct
Honorable
yourself.
Mateng.
Well,
I'm not
don't
going to
listen
listen
to
to
me.
Honorable Mateng because
We wish you could just
I don't want
understand
to say
basic
things
things
here.
about how to conduct yourself in a basic committee. You need to go to organizational
Three
meetings
fingers
and
are
learn how
pointing back
to
at
conduct
you.
yourself into a
Three
meeting.
fingers are
Yes.
throwing back at
It
you.
can be my whole two hands can be pointing back at me. Go to organizational meetings and learn how to conduct yourself in a meeting.
You are not going to lecture me by anything. You disrupted Parliament for many years. You can't tell me anything. Chair, I'm listening to you.
Honorable members, I think we have given you enough time to say what you wanted to say. We have had
He must withdraw Sangweni as well. I'm not Sangweni, but he must withdraw that mistaken reference to me.
Honorable Sangweni, please.
I'm sorry, Chair.
Honorable Skosana and Honorable Matheus, we have given you a chance to say what you wanted to say. Some of the things that you said, every time we see you, are going to remember what you said. Honorable Skosana, I was coming to address you after we have laid to rest the matter with Honorable Malema, and he has accordingly withdrawn. And I requested you to
withdraw.
To withdraw.
Withdraw, Chair. Thank you.
No, I have not finished speaking. The reason why the meeting deteriorated the way it did was because when I was still addressing you, you interjected. You please withdraw the statements that you made after Honorable Malema has used Honorable Skosana and Honorable Matheus. Can you please withdraw the statements that you made against each other?
Yeah, I just did. Was I muted?
Honorable Matheus, can you please withdraw the statements that you made against Honorable Skosana?
Chair, can you hear me? Chair?
Yes, I can hear you, Honorable Member.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you.
Because he said, okay, he still repeated that, but you did not say to her, he must withdraw.
Okay.
So I'm saying that I'm putting weight on it to say she must stop interfering when you are talking to me. I withdraw.
Honorable Skosana and Honorable Matheus, can you please apologize for your conduct in this meeting?
I do. I apologize, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Matheus.
I apologize profusely for allowing Honorable Kasana to get under my skin.
Okay. You see, Chair. You see, Chair. Now I must accept that I'm going under somebody's skin.
Yeah, no, that is the unfortunate part
I
that
know.
she's saying, and you know when as the chair I request a member to apologize. It's not because I want to spite a member, but it's about upholding and maintaining the decorum of Parliament and its committee proceedings. Honorable Skosana, you mistakenly mentioned the name of Honorable Sangoni when you were being addressed by Honorable when you were being addressed by Honorable Matheus. May you please withdraw and apologize to Honorable Sangweni.
I withdraw and my 1,000 apology to Honorable Sangweni.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, we have come to the end of the discussions on the two items. No, we haven't come because I still had to check with the IFP and the Patriotic Alliance and the Freedom Front Plus and the Action SA. if they
Okay,
agree with the,
I was still on the platform, unless you're saying you have taken away my rights.
I request you to accept that what you said was sufficient without being pompous. I just request you to accept
What?
that you might have spoken adequately.
Mkhwanazi.
Thank you so much. Pangazita,
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Now we satisfied with your summary, Honorable Chair.
thank you so much, Honorable Sols.
Satisfied with your summary, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Honorable Vessels. Honorable James.
We satisfied, thanks, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, the last item was the response to the response that we have been given by the NPA. So I'm going to request that the legal team should go and look at that response and come back and give the committee a feedback. The legal team of Parliament look at that response and come and give the committee a feedback, including recommendations on how the committee should finalize the matter. Is that adequate, African National Congress?
Yes, Chair, thank you.
Thank you so much, MKP.
Chair, no, our understanding is that the response should not only come from the NPA. We also made a request of some information from IDEC as well. So we're hoping to get an update in that regard from the legal team.
Okay.
If I may remind them what the information was about, it was in relation to the arrest of General Khumalo, the referral.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, but it's separate from the Paul O'Sullivan matter. I thought, so the part of IDEC must also, it's IPIT, because the allegations were that Paul O'Sullivan will even go to IPIT offices and convene meetings. So it means when the legal team comes back with the report on the charges against Paul O'Sullivan, or the status of the charges against Paul O'Sullivan, there should also be an explanation from IPIT. And number two is that we must also get a response from IDEC on the matters relating to the arrest of General Khumalo. Is that adequate, Honorable Nombalo?
Yes, Chair. No, actually, I don't know, but the letter with regards to Paul O'Sullivan, I think was written to us, to the Senior Council. And it also related to charges which were withdrawn, charges against Paul O'Sullivan, which were withdrawn by the MPA. I think it went to that extent.
Yes,
But
that
the
is
legal
why
team can remind us.
Yeah, that's why we say they must come back with a feedback and also recommend an approach.
I hear you.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah,
The
no, I
DA?
hear you. Thank you.
The DA?
I'm very sorry, my signal is extremely bad. The DA is fine. We covered so far. We have nothing further to add.
Okay. So thank you so much. The EFF?
Mkhwanazi.
Agreed. The IFP?
Agreed, Chair.
The PA?
Covered, Chair.
Thank you so much. The Freedom Front Plus?
Agreed, Chairperson.
Thank you so much. The Action SA?
We find, Chair.
Thank you so much, honorable members. That was the last item on the agenda. The rest of the items that have not been fully exhausted, as they were mentioned in the summary, will then be attended to in our meeting next week. I want to take this opportunity and thank you so much for your time and for your energy and your commitment to the work of this ad hoc committee. Bonani, are we having any announcements?
Chair, none from our side.
Thank you so much. The meeting stands adjourned.
Long live the chair.
Thank you.